Hello again, it's my 21st video and today I'm going to talk about how we approach things in our life. I will discuss 4 aspects of life like education, sports, relationship and the faith. I'm going to start with education. How we approach education system and how we learn, how we choose to learn. The method, the approach we learn. At school, we learn some subjects because of the teacher, who is very strict, like Severus Snape, and they give a lot of homeworks, and you learn that subject not because you want to learn more about this subject, but because you afraid of failing that subject. And it feels like stress, anxiety of to learn that subject. I will call this push approach. Push approach is when you push something like failing. You push failing and study hard, try hard to get high scores and pass that subject. And the second approach is when teacher is good and you really like the subject you are learning, and after you completing your homework you search for extra information about this topic, you watch YouTube videos to learn more. You are really interested in that subject and you are interested. It's called, I name it pull approach, when you pull towards something. So first push is when you do actions out of fear. Pull approach when you do actions out of love. And the second is in sports. Let's imagine that you are running a marathon and or attending an Olympic game. So I know that every sportsman, they have the desire to win. They say champion mentality, and when they try to when they race a marathon, for example, the two approach also applies in this. First, why do you run? If you run not to lag behind from other people, it's like push approach. Push from the bad situation, from bad result. The second is I'm running because I want to win. It's pull approach. You pull towards the winning, for good. You think about good. In push approach, you think about bad. Fear, disappointment, displeasure, unsatisfaction, dissatisfaction. And in pull approach, it's a good approach when you want to good result, win, be a champion, and that's one of the example in sports. The next one is in faith. Some people believe because they fear the judgment day after death. They think that we will be judged by our actions in this life, by our deeds, and they trap themselves in that mindset that they should be perfect with no flawless, and how they approach things is out of fear. The fear of making mistakes and of being judged, and it shrinks the imagination, their creativity, and their life. Second approach in faith is when you believe because you love him and you feel gratitude about your life, what you have, your health, your environment, people that around you, your friends, brothers, sisters, parents, and you are grateful everything you have, and that you can food that you can eat, clothes you can wear, and health to function. You feel a great amount of appreciation towards him, and that's why you believe, and you don't want to disappoint who gives you this life, and you don't want to let him down. That's the approach of love, because it would be shame if you do bad things and you don't want to say disappoint him. So first approach is when you believe out of fear that I'll be punished for what I have done wrong. The second approach is I love what I have, and it's a great gift that I have a life, and I'm very grateful for what I have. So finally, it's the fourth, it's in relationships. One example, why do you seek marriage? Push approach is when you look for marriage because you don't want to be single, to stay single, and you are run away from solo single. That's why you want to get married. Second approach is pull, when you want to create a strong family with someone you love, and with someone you can create something great. To choose to love. So it's a pull approach, when you seek for love, not run from hate or single. These two approaches are very important in our life, but sometimes we mix these two approaches. I don't mean that you have to choose only one and stay this way, adhere to that approach, to that method. Like I always do like pull approach because it's good and it leads to something good, and I always avoid push approach. It doesn't work in real life, it's in theoretically, but in practical it's very complex and not simple. For example, you are walking in a forest and you encounter a bear or wolf. What would you do? First, you feel fear that you have to run from that wolf, bear. It's a push approach. You push from let's say attack something harmful for you that can hurt you. Second approach that also implies here is pull. You want to stay yourself alive, keep your life, save your life. It's like pulling to being alive. to leave. It's so, in that situation, the both mix of pull and push approach combines, and it gives you mixing approach. So fear and love, that in that case works together. Fear of losing your life and love to keep you alive, and so that's everything that I want to share for today, and why I'm recording myself every day. It's a pull approach. I want to be a good speaker, to someone who can deliver his thoughts and to someone else. And there is no push approach. Be good, say good, and always good intentions. Goodbye.